Alrighty.
We have launched.
Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. Listen to Planet Great Cheese. This is officially episode number 404. Calling it Random Rules. Maybe we'll explain that later on. Maybe we won't. Maybe if we do explain it, it still won't be understood. Nevertheless, we are embarking on our second official show after Michigan has voted to legalize adult recreational marijuana use. Making it legal, not decriminalizing it, despite making it legal to possess vast amounts of cannabis, what would otherwise traditionally be thought of and interpreted and implied to be with the intent to deliver, is considered and allowed for personal use. That'd be 2.5 ounces, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll talk about that, but before we got to get off my thing. Let me introduce the people that are going to be running things tonight, starting with the board of all boards over there, the PGT board. Please welcome Jim Powers.
Good evening, Michael. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. It's an exciting time, and we're going to have a great discussion tonight.
Jim, of course, is the founder of Michigan Parents for Compassion. There's been a tremendous asset to the community on a lot of levels, but most significantly for those parents that are looking for and need some guidance in terms of discussing with their doctor medical cannabis for their child. Moving around the room, our dear friend and political operative and goer to all concerts, music legend in her own mind. Please welcome Deborah Young.
So happy to be here this week, which is the best week in history. It is.
They say those kind of things. Yes, it's arbitrary.
No, I mean it is. It's such a historic week, and we just had such a great time. And everybody is still in a cloud. And wow,
It's especially Steve.
It's been surreal. It has been kind of surreal. I would agree. We have reformed and retired police officer, who was literally the most popular requested person to advocate for Prop 1. Seriously, like speaking engagements. If we were booking him, I mean, seriously, we could take a month off maybe.
Ow!
Instead of grinding.
I believe he
It's fine.
just gave me a month off.
There's no.
Everybody else heard that was on.
Let's
the
see how they do on
radar.
YouTube. Hold on, let's see how they do on YouTube. Please go watch those if we got any kind of some pennies trickle in or something. Please welcome Steve Miller.
Steve Miller. Thank you for the kind words, Michael. It's,
My pleasure.
It's been awesome for me as well, and I hated the fact that I had to miss last week.
That was unfortunate.
Because, that was like the celebration.
It was.
PGT, and,
It was.
unfortunately, I had
And you
family
missed out.
engagement to get to, which was
unfortunate.
important. So I.
Demerit.
but,
Like the champion that you are at Corn Law, we did have your request, and I think there was an order granting you your not appearance, so you're fine.
Excellent.
Jim's anger of you not being here was
Yes,
just more out of anger.
Josh managing
It's not
the
the same.
pizza
No,
was
that's a
bad.
disaster,
It was
isn't
bad. It was.
Speaking of pizza, we have
Ooh.
good stuff in the house.
All right.
Doesn't help any of the listeners,
That's
but okay. it's fine.
everybody's gonna run now
All right.
with Michael here.
Yeah, we had to break.
We're on
Michael
we're on a
rants.
spaceship. No one knows where we are. We're delivered to the door. All right. Moving around the room. From the Galapagos Islands and champion of the iguanas, music, and all things that violate the Fourth Amendment, and the First Amendment, and the Fifth Amendment, in all parts of the First Amendment, including the religion thing. Please welcome my dear friend, looking like very Dylan-esque tonight, maybe more Laszlo Dylan-esque, if there is a thing, Jeff Frazier.
Ow, Jeff Frazier.
It's been a great week.
Has it?
Land,
Oh, yeah, it
sunshine.
has been, right?
It's been really good.
It's been a great week. In the home of the free.
Not to take away from the level of musical talent that we have in this room tonight,
Oh, it's amazing.
excluding my singing. Please welcome our legendary rocker, local and internationally renowned, Razor Ray.
Woo! Ow, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Oh, look at that. Look at that.
A lot of pizzas here now. A lot of concert performances by Ray. I keep seeing him on stages with axes in his hand.
Yeah, we just did a show with the Cottonmouth Kings recently, and man, what a good time, right? We had a good time. Deborah was having fun. We had a lot of fun there. And you know what? Shout outs to Roosevelt over at Harpo's for resurrecting that place. That place was just just got to be a dump, and not a place that that anybody wanted to go to anymore.
It was an awesome venue.
And
the bands were
he's
great.
turned it around, and he's made it fun again to be out there. And so big shout out to Roosevelt. That was really cool.
It really was.
And shout out to the Cottonmouth Kings.
Oh man, it was great.
They were
It was,
great.
the whole show was great.
Do a lot of shows at Harpo.
But Ray's band, Motown Rage, was great. I didn't even stay for Cottonmouth King.
You didn't. You
No.
were there for a little, and you was gone.
We
I was
saw
like, you
every, no,
floated
I
in.
saw everything up to you. I saw your band, and then we left.
You floated out.
It was all, yeah, I did.
I saw you floating. I was like, there she goes. Bye, girl. I'll see you later.
Let's go to the next one. I did have it on my calendar, but I had a family.
Oh, well, I understand that, how that goes with the family and stuff. But, we're going to be, Motown Rage. We got a record coming out, and we're definitely going to be doing a lot more shows. And actually just going to be, looks like I'll be doing some guitar work for Insane Clown Posse, doing an acoustic Christmas set. So that's going to be very interesting thing. Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Will Violent J be Santa Claus?
You know what? I don't know. He's definitely lost some of the pounds to be Santa. I mean, anybody could be Santa. Santa could be really skinny these days, anorexic almost, like meth Santa. Hoes. But yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be there as a Santa Claus. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get my Riddle box set. Then that'd be just great. Anyhow, oh man, I just gotta say it smells really nice in here.
Pizza. We'll get some pizza. Go ahead. All right, so
It's on the mic. You can't leave your seat.
let me give a couple of shout outs. Our Dewey is here, I think, also, and of course Pam out there. We'll give a shout out to David Light, who is back to doing some of his interesting artwork, and he's responsible for hooking up our guest, who's going to be calling in, I believe, at 8:45. Has that been confirmed? That have we, in any way, shape, or form, confirmed that or not? Anyway,
No.
What do you mean no?
No, he
Okay.
said.
All right, good.
Guess we're going with it.
So we're not making any promises, but
None.
none.
No
Yet.
promises.
Okay.
Oh, I do believe Jamie Lowell might be in queue.
Oh,
Let's take this opportunity to mention his oneness with cannabis.
Who, Jamie?
The one and only Jamie Lowell, who, when a friend is
Ow,
listening,
Jamie Lowe in the house.
did promise
Or
to
not
call
in the house,
in.
but in the
He's here.
spirits.
and make this show interesting by him calling in, right? Where it would otherwise not be. Jamie, of course, has his own radio show that
Jazz Cabbage Cafe.
which
on
Ray also
Cave
performs at,
Radio broadcasting.
and Deb.
We have a lot of fun doing that.
It's a wild and crazy show.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
And then it's on Tuesdays, so it's like Taco
Tuesday
Tuesday
night,
afterwards.
4 to 6. Cave Radio.
Should be pretty fucking cool. Oh, oops.
Hello.
Oh,
How's it going there tonight?
There he is.
the
we
one and
got-
only?
Jamie Lowell.
So a couple things. One is Dave Light has absolutely confirmed Sheriff Federspill's call for tonight at 8:45, so that is going down. I'm looking forward to listening to that. And Motown Rage fans should definitely take some time to check out some old Harm's Way.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where it all got. That's where it all really got
That's kind of
going.
where it all started.
Other than that, I'm very happy to be here and tag along for the ride tonight by phone.
What kind of questions are you interested in learning of, if I may ask for assistance? What are you thinking about? Like, because we have a law enforcement officer. We've we've talked to people on some sides of this in the political sphere. We like to believe that people going into offices were elected on and or became the popular vote because of their positions on marijuana. We want to find out how much this is going to effectuate the sheriffs. Is there pressure amongst sheriffs to change their positions on cannabis? I'm going to ask him about that, Jamie. Because we talked about this one point, but it's an interesting political fact, I thought. You may remember that before it was popular to be in favor of cannabis, our Attorney General got involved with our community, Jamie, as you know, and the rest was history. But at some point, it was learned that the National Democratic Attorney General's Association had amongst its platform the position to support legalization. Now, I found that fascinating. And we could have argued about whether or not the Pat Miles had changed his views because he kept getting confronted at parties by people calling him a liar for not
Of
leaving
course he
his-
did.
or it was because he got the memo that if you want to have any chance competitively, these are what the demographics are saying.
That's more like it. That's
would
more
agree.
likely.
But I thought that was interesting. But nonetheless, do you think, I would ask someone write this down, the sheriff, is this going to be a trend in politics? I understand the contradiction, the hard to reconcile concept that sheriffs support this, but isn't this something to think about now that the entire state of Michigan? Well, I wonder how Saginaw did. Saginaw's probably not. Ask like Wayne County Sheriff now, for example. I mean, in counties where it was overwhelming, that's a good question to ask. How much that's going to be, and wouldn't it be expected of them to take reform policies towards marijuana, and especially the prosecutors' offices? I mean, shouldn't we expect next year's county prosecutors? It'll certainly be an issue. It's either going to be like, this was a disaster, we got to stop it, or it's going to be, people have spoken, and nothing we can do about it. I'm putting my faith in the people, and we have no resources going to prosecute people. This could be arguably it's more of a political issue than just a sheriff, but all right, something like that. There's a question there. Jamie?
It passed in Saginaw. It was 42,023 votes yes, 38,379
There you
votes
go.
no.
That helps make the question more significant,
Yes.
right? It doesn't have to maybe be, it was.
Well,
Okay.
Michael, one of the last times he was on the show, which could have been back in the basement, as far as I remember, we talked about how the sheriff was supposed to be the last bastion of defense for state law. Is he prepared to,
Okay.
take that responsibility and that role on, given this is a new state law?
True. And I agree. That's a good one. Forfeiture. Yep. Yeah, we do want to. He's not listening, but Steve has reminded me to do a shout out to our rover, of all rovers, Rover, come on over. Is that a thing? Did we do that? What was that?
Red Rover.
Red Rover, Red Rover.
Right. A rover meaning like the all-purpose player that's roams in the behind the shortstop.
The utility man.
T-Pain, not here, at home.
What's up? Where's T? Is he all right?
He can't stand being around me. Okay.
Yeah.
So Red Rover as in the game, or Red Rover as in a car?
Let's talk about Rover. It's the 10th player in a softball game. No one really plays that. It's like,
Oh.
and I just dropped right into Red Rover, like, we're coming over, like in a playground.
Coming on over.
Red Rover.
I'm in
Let
that
Juanito
that
come
character
over.
mode right now. I could turn into sarcastic Mike at any minute, so just be happy that we're leveled off here. All right, so what time is that call? Do we know? Like 15. Jamie, tell me what's going on. What is your anything new in the world of?
I think
Yeah, time first, and
I
then
think the
anything
call
new.
is 8:45.
Okay.
Just so you know, I didn't hear anything else after that.
I was
What's
asking
new
a
in the
question.
world of what?
Right. What's new? Is there some events that are coming up? What events have been taking place? Is there a lot? Why are there so many events? Are you involved in any?
I'm still hungover I'm still kind of hungover from the change of state leadership and passing legalization and ending gerrymandering and making it easier for people to vote. That was a focus for so long. There are some things coming up that I think about it. November 29th, the Grow Green has another Master Growers meeting. Those things are great. I've been to every one. And this will be the first one post-legalization. All post-legalization kind of events like planting green trees last week are just a lot of fun. And so hopefully a little kind of mellowed out on many events, or just if they are going on, they're more celebratory in nature. And that kind of stuff. I think the world's kind of changed a little bit. Still trying to soak that in.
Sure, I'm saying below, but when I say events, there's events such as business development events. That's kind of the tone of much of what's happening within the,
I'm sorry. Perfect opportunity for me to talk about the next MICBD conference, the Michigan Cannabis Business Development Conference that Rick Thompson's been putting on for the last few years. This is like the 9th one, I believe, 3rd one in December in Lansing, December 2nd, downtown at the Radisson, micbd.com for the details. But this is going to be an insight into what's going on in 2019 with cannabis. Andrew Brisboe is going to be one of the speakers. For example, we'll hear from Yusuf Rabi, who I believe was just named for next year the minority leader on the floor for the Democrats, and many other people. And so it's going to be a great conference. So that was a perfect time for that. It's also true that it's been a long time of working toward this, and just to take some time and mellow out for a little bit is also going on. But yeah, that conference is going to be great. It's going to have a celebratory tone in its own right. And we're going to talk about how we're going to move forward, how the leadership surrounding the new laws and the existing laws are now going to have a much more sensible approach than they've ever had. So functionality should follow.
What will there be to eat, Jamie?
That's the real
Man,
important
there's
question.
going to be the two main entrees. There will be some vegetable dishes, but the two main entrees are beef and chicken. And there's great lunches. One of the
Will there be
things
beef
that-
stroganoff?
What's for dessert?
the dessert is awesome too. There's going to be like 3 or 4 choices of these brownies and chocolate cake and all this other stuff. Oh, good. The Radisson has a great, kitchen with food options and that kind of stuff. And one of the signatures of these events is offering a great lunch. It's the same cost as many other events, but it lasts longer. It has kind of a nice lineup of very credible people, and includes like these networking opportunities, these great lunches and stuff like that. It's just they're one of the better conferences out there. So that is going to go down for sure, December 2nd. And Camorra Law will be participating with many other great participants in this upcoming industry. And again, it's going to have like a celebratory tone and a very positive outlook, moving forward. Just so many good things going on.
Well, I know part of what you're saying. I'm going to try and interpret it. This is it's hard taking it. There's been so much adrenaline and excitedness and gathering and wanting to believe, but not, for so many years as a mantra, and keeping at it and pounding the pavement, and it happened. And it's kind of it's like a new era, and with all things like that, it takes a little while to take it in, and it's kind of surreal. That's a word I keep using.
A little bit.
And
It's kind of like that.
Everybody's cases are getting dismissed, you guys.
That's crazy.
No,
That's awesome.
Prosecutors are starting to ask about expungements, you guys.
From 75, 76.
Isn't that amazing? It's good to hear.
There are still a bunch of assholes out there too.
Oh, I know
to get
there
through,
are.
But that is pretty cool.
Yep. It's
They'll
very
break
cool.
shortly.
It's cool.
That just makes those assholes go, no. Fuck.
Yeah, they should stand out as being assholes more now, for sure. They're maybe affected in their next time, in the next election.
Right.
Right.
And the prosecutors and the sheriffs and everybody are up for consideration.
well, it's interesting. I've had a couple conversations with lawyers about some of the things that are happening, and I've had a couple cases that we're going to talk about next week. We're hoping to a case we've been litigating for a long time. Finally had a really outstanding outcome, and excited to talk about it. But it whether it was for whatever the reason, we'll talk about that next week. But there are stories of people having their cases dismissed now, and it's interesting how they're going to look at it. I mean, I will say this: Rick was on last week. Talked about that Allegan County case. We later learned, and I think there was a follow-up article for that Allegan County prosecutor, who, when approached about good for you for dismissing a case after legalization, she said, I didn't dismiss it because of Prop 1. I dismissed it for other reasons. And I don't want to be the prosecutor that's known to be this person. was supporting Prop 1 per se. She spoke out against it. Now another prosecutor I've spoken to over the last couple of days, have kind of alluded to that, and to see what their take on it was.
They know it's
And
coming.
they all admit that. They know the press is hot to see how it's being reacted to. They know that whatever they're doing right now in any case is somehow hot, especially regarding the marijuana cases. Curious to see what Oakland County is going to do.
They're gonna. Oh, well, yeah.
It's interesting, Jamie. Listen, let me ask you this. I'm sorry, I don't cut you off.
No, it's all right.
I was just, there some of the implementation of the law makes it kind of interesting. Like, what would it have been if Prop 1 was in play, or if they went to, like for example, the activity took place and now it's legal for what wasn't. I mean, there's obviously the challenge of having a jury trial knowing that this behavior is legal, but if it is not instructed to the jury that it applies retroactively, or they're instructed the opposite, Jeff Frazier, that, listen, at the time of the offense, this was not the law. It doesn't matter. You cannot consider that stuff. Maybe not. I don't know how people are really going to.
I don't think a jury would convict somebody on a law that has changed. That would just be insane. I can't imagine a prosecutor taking a case into court on a law that had changed.
To trial, you think?
Yeah.
In
well,
any marijuana case?
I mean, the argument is logical. I mean,
I think when
Really,
the activity occurred, it wasn't legal, but at the
Well,
same time, like, who in their right mind? It's legal now, and you're going to.
right. Why
The
would
better
why would they
question-
waste county money on it?
Well, that's
Yeah.
not. That's the thing. The better question is whether you could seat a jury pool,
Right.
right?
That's what I'm saying too.
Meaning, when you're doing the voir dire, it would be. Could you ever find someone guilty of? And they'd say, "Well, no, they legalized in Michigan." Well, what if the judge reads you an instruction that says this happened, this happened, this happened, and that's the law? And if the prosecutor proved that they possessed something they knew was marijuana, and the government proved beyond a reasonable doubt those two things, and that they intended to deliver it or delivered it, okay? You're telling me that if the judge reads you the instructions, you're not going to be able to follow those instructions, and you can't put aside the fact that it's legal? I mean, that would be a thing, and but I don't know that you'd be able to even argue that to the jury. What are we doing here? It's legal.
That's
Can't-
the argument.
Yep.
Well, it's
Right.
not. At the time, it wasn't, and clearly, I don't know.
But I think that
Whatever it
most
is now.
people in their minds,
It is now.
Yeah.
Get over it.
County prosecutors continue to have broad discretion. They're
Uh-huh.
not prosecutors are not under the control of the attorney general.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So they could just be
But the,
jackasses.
but the
Well,
governor and the attorney general say they would like to help get some mechanisms in place legislatively, and they just through the power of the governor to get rid of some of these past crimes, expungement and pardons and that kind of stuff. So for them to talk like that, start working toward that, and these prosecutors still go through the process of burning somebody for something that's legal, now, or whatever the minor little bullshit thing is, because they can do it, even though all this stuff is starting to unravel. I mean, that's pretty fucked up. I mean, it's probably going to happen.
Question
But
one.
we should be exposed.
How many county prosecutors voted for Dana Nessel? How many county prosecutors were out in favor of legalization? Well, that's an easy one. How many county prosecutors are just going to change their personal beliefs, their beliefs that they were public about, their beliefs that they stand by with the law enforcement community in their county that were voted on? Until someone removes them, they're going to do what they want. I don't know that there's any authority. I was even thinking to myself how, while, PAM, which is one of the instructional nonprofit organizations that trains Prosecuting Attorneys Association of Michigan, they train various county prosecutors and provide, assistance for things and training and PAC codes, whatever.
Yeah,
And
they
they have
do some
different
other
people.
stuff too.
There's some other stuff too. But it's through that organization that a lot of the prosecutors synchronize and share resources. Okay, and that has been in line with the Attorney General's office. One could even say they are in bed with one another. The question is whether or not the Attorney General's office is taking a particular position. What happens to PAM? Because PAM is that organization. Like, PAM is head up by the antagonists,
Yes.
the leaders of the prosecutors. So
Right.
you could have like the county prosecutors doing some stuff. You could have Attorney General. This could be our future. I'm just, making it sound interesting, I think. All right, we got 5 minutes till the sheriff calls in, the elected official.
Yes.
And I think it's a good time to take a quick break
Quick break.
Fast.
before we,
Fast break.
Minutes. What are we
Boom.
talking about?
Break fast.
what?
5 minutes.
Hey, don't leave the studio.
Don't leave the
we're not
studio,
leaving the studio.
Jamie Lowell.
Don't go anywhere, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie, you stick around because you
Yeah.
were the one. You
Yeah,
know,
you
you're
weren't.
the one.
You're the one.
It wasn't anybody else.
We'll be
Totally,
right back.
100%.